Awesome. Hey guys. Hi, Laura.
Hi, good
Thanks
to
for
be here.
joining me. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, I have a special treat today because Laura, my friend and colleague, is joining us, and we together are going to have an open conversation with you about the three commitments that you can make to reach your health and weight loss goals that aren't calorie counting, weighing yourself, macro counting, even counting your steps, because commitments like that don't get to the root cause of what might maybe going on for you. Those are just sort of surface commitments. I know I've made them. I've had a calorie counter. I don't even wear an Apple Watch anymore. Laura, do you count anything like your steps or any of
Nope.
that kind of stuff?
No, I do
No.
not.
No, I had to give that up. Why did you stop doing it, or why didn't you get into that?
There was a time when I was curious about it, so I had some app, and I don't know, it just felt tedious and it wasn't really making a difference to me.
Totally, totally. It's tedious and it doesn't make a difference. That's how
Yeah.
I felt about tracking too. Back when I was in Weight Watchers, gosh, I don't know, like 15 years ago or so, the amount of like holding that pamphlet. I don't know, they have apps now. I mean, back like this, maybe I'm aging myself, but I had a pamphlet, like a little magazine thing. And one was like a restaurant guide, one was like a grocery guide, and they would tell you all the points, and I would count all the points, and I would make sure I
Mm.
saved all my extra points for drinking back then. I was like, all these points are for my drinking, which was a
Oh
whole
my
other issue on its own. But to the tediousness of it, I could never keep it up. And the truth was that I was struggling with a lot of other things deep down. It wasn't just the food stuff. And I feel like we really distract ourselves with counting things, with weighing ourselves, with tracking things, because it gives us something else to think about other than like the real stuff that we're dealing with.
yes. Uh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, so when we think about the things that we're actually dealing with in our life, and we'll share with you the three commitments that are important so you can get in touch with that. What are the kinds of things like health wise that you see women struggle with? And for those of you who don't know Laura and I have been working together for a long time. She works in Ayurveda and functional nutrition and is just an amazing resource, particularly for hormone health. I know a lot of women here in this group struggle with hormone health or going through perimenopause, and these kinds of things can get in our way because they have us always thinking about our bodies, what's wrong with us. Right. And
Exactly.
so, what are those top things that we believe there's something wrong with us in your experience, Laura, with hormone health that cause us to be distracted from our life?
Yeah, I think that what's wrong with us? I mean, I see that all the time. Like something's wrong with me. I'm broken. Someone needs to fix me. Um, and then getting the messaging from doctors, like, well, it's just how it is at this age. Um, there's nothing really we can do about it unless you want to go on HRT.
Mm-hmm.
Just there's a lot of miscommunication or misinformation. I mean, um, about this. And I think that it takes the power away from women, meaning that we know we're so intuitive and we know that something's off. And to be told repeatedly, um, either that you're fine because all your blood work comes back
Mm-hmm.
normal, or that it's just the way it is very disempowering. And it what I see is women not trusting themselves anymore, believing all that BS.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and just uh, yeah, believing that something's wrong with them at the end of the day. And then some women are terrified that they're dying because no one's telling them what is actually going on in their body, and that there are many ways to feel better. Sorry, I just probably diverged a little bit too
No,
far,
it's so
but
good.
yeah.
It's true. There's many ways to feel better. There's many ways to eliminate what I call symptoms of stress in the body. And Laura works for these with these too. It's my belief that if we balance these symptoms of stress in the body, our mood, our digestion, our focus, brain fog type issues, and energy levels, that our bodies are in balance and they'll drop weight, they'll drop inflammation, you lose pain, you feel better, and then you're more empowered in your body to take action that matters. And your body follows suit with the things that you care about in your life. Your body follows suit.
Exactly.
And it's not so easy to always listen to what those signals are. So there are options for women out there. Number one, working with a coach who's well versed in helping you understand what's going on with the body. Also, lab testing, right, Laura, which I know which you work with, and being able to see results with the type of testing you do with gut health and with minerals. It tells us a lot about what may be out of balance in the body and what you can actually help with women from that deep functional level, right? And on this other level, we have this feeling that it's like, we're like, what's wrong with us? And we get so stuck in numbers and we get so stuck in how can I lose weight that we forget that it's actually our whole life is affected by the things that we're doing or the way that we're feeling and the issues that we're facing when it comes to our health. And so when I talk to you guys today about the commitments that you're going to be making to your health, I'm not talking about even the foods that you're eating, although that certainly can play a part into it. The commitments that we make to our health are actually commitments to ourselves and to our lives. And those tell us a little bit about what it is that we need to change in order to feel better and to do better. And Laura and I got to have a conversation just before we came on this call, and she was sharing with me, and Laura, you can talk a little bit more about this, just the new work that you've taken on that is super energizing for you, but has actually turned into more than what you believed you were going to take on. And so you end up feeling a certain way.
Yeah. So, exactly. Yeah. So I took, this amazing role, managing a yoga studio slash wellness center. Um, and it is a part-time role, but yet I'm kind of putting in full-time full-time hours.
As we do.
Yeah, and that's fine, temporarily. But yeah, what I'm seeing is that I'm getting really tired, and I've been down this road before, and I can see that I'm on the edge of the slippery slope, and it's time to rein it in, right? I've learned. I always learn the hard way. And so just being aware, taking a breath, um, realizing that my body is telling me, you got to slow down. This is not sustainable. You can't do 3 jobs. You need to plus take care of your family. Okay, let's rein it in. We got super excited as we do. And now let's be realistic. And honor, at the end of the day, honor your body. Your body's talking to you all day long. It's talking to you every day. And it can be gentle whispers. Or it can get really loud and ugly. So I don't want my body to get loud and ugly. I don't have time for that. So let's tune in. Let's listen. Let's take care of it.
Yeah, particularly when you come to a place of balance, like you and I have, having the benefit of working on our own selves and with women for so long, to be able to hear those whispers instead of letting it get to a point where we feel like there's no return. And it's usually that point of no return where we're like, all right, where's the diet? Where's the overhaul? Where's the big detox that I need to do? Where's the, the fasting ritual I need to do in order to be okay? I just saw a client this morning who came in, and she's sharing with me how she's eating these mini Twix every afternoon. It's not getting out of control, although maybe the other day it did because she ate 5 of them. And she's, telling me about this, and, it could say, all right, well, just swap it out with dark chocolate. Okay. So we continue to get into the conversation though. And what is actually happening is that she has a new boss who came into her job. She feels like she needs to really highly perform, and she needs to be on Slack until 9:00 at night. This is not a Twix issue. This is not, I'm so out of control that I can't help myself, and Halloween is coming and I'm going to go off the deep end because I've already started having Twix. That's that dark place that we go to when we don't listen to the whisper. And she could go there. But fortunately, since we're having this conversation, it's more about, wait a second, why are we up until 9:00 at night feeling responsible for responding to Slack messages when the job is requiring you only to be here for this time? Like, we give ourselves such a high bar. Right. Like higher than it needs to be, And that creates stress. And that stress in the body creates cravings, and the cravings we satisfy with sugar. So your body's actually, and we're like, oh my God, I'm such an asshole. The truth is your body's actually working. You're stressed out, you're depleting your reserves, and it's craving sugar so that you can replenish that. Your body's working. Now, the problem with that is that isn't the Twix, it's the stress that's coming through, right? Laura, maybe you can talk a little bit about cortisol for a second, that's causing us to feel that way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, cortisol is one of the main hormones that sort of starts a cascade of all the other hormones sort of below it. So we have insulin and we have cortisol. They actually talk to each other. And then all the other hormones, below them, which kind of gets down into, the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, which are the hormones that are all shifting when we reach the perimenopause age. Anyway, so if cortisol is high because we're stressed out because of this new boss, then that's going to create blood sugar imbalances, affect the insulin, which is then, like Helen said, it's going to have you crave sugar. And the thing that I want you guys to think about is that sweet taste does not have to come from a Twix. There's a lot of benefit to the sweet taste in Ayurveda. It's very grounding. So when we're feeling super stressed out, we're naturally wanting to feel grounded, right? And the sweet taste, so somewhere in our body, we know that the sweet taste will feel grounding to us. However, when Ayurveda was created 5,000 years ago, there were no Twix. There were no bleached, refined, yank all of the nutrients out of the sugar cane and come up with what white sugar is. That wasn't even around. So to nourish and ground yourself with that sweet taste, we're thinking about whole grains. We're thinking about sweet potatoes and root vegetables that are naturally sweet. We're thinking about berries. Like all of these types of foods will give you, and I know we didn't want to go into the food thing, but like, I can't help it.
We do though. We do, because this is the point, right? Because one of the commitments that we make to our health is our purpose or our work in life.
Yes.
So what Laura and I are doing right now is showing you that it's not the commitment to the Twix or to replacing the Twix with dark chocolate or even to replace it with the foods that Laura is saying. That's not the issue. The issue is I'm committed to something outside of myself. I'm committed to a diet versus I'm committed to my work or to my purpose. And because I'm committed to my work and my purpose, I don't want to feel stressed out anymore. And the way I'm pacifying it is through the Twix. And how can I resolve that? I can resolve the stress, and I can also address it with some of the foods that Laura is talking about. So we think that the top is, oh, coach, tell me what foods to eat. We think that's the top. The top is I'm not performing at my job or feeling particularly powerful at my job right now because I feel like shit. I'm stressed out. I'm eating Twix throughout the day in order to feel okay. And the way that we manage that is through replacing our foods, managing our stress, and doing that. But the commitment isn't, I need to replace my foods just because I need to be a healthy person. No, the commitment is, I want to be powerful at my job and fulfill my purpose in life. And therefore, the things that I need to eat and fuel myself with are the things that Laura's talking about.
Yeah.
100%. And so, and I love that because it reminds me of, and I've heard, I think we can all kind of relate to this, but if you like fall down and scrape your knee, or like, a kid gets a shot, like you get a lollipop, right? Like sweet actually takes the pain away. And so on some level, it's like allowing ourselves to have that sweet flavor. And Laura's such an expert in this, which is why I'm so lucky that we're working together now. Guys, like big announcement, Laura and I are going to be working together to help women with their health. And so to be able to know like that's what's going on for you is the empowering thing. And as a result, guess what? Work's not going to suck so much. That's why you stick to it. You feel better. You feel less stressed out. You're managing your stress. You're managing your sweet cravings. Why? Because your work is worth it.
Yep.
So make your commitment to health about the work. And then when you work with me and Laura, you get down to the root causes of why you're feeling that way. And you get to replace, or you get to do things differently through stress management and through food management. But that doesn't come first. First is, why are we dissatisfied? What's going on? Why am I overeating? Why am I eating all the Twix? For sure.
100%. Yeah, it's true. You do need to look at the underlying cause, like what's going on in your life and what are the actions you can take to prioritize yourself, because you're no good to anybody
Yeah.
who's stressed out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. And it happens to, and so the second commitment that we make is to the relationships, or to the people that we love, and to the our family, and to our friends in our life. So how are we showing up for them? And if you take a similar situation, I'm so stressed out. And this happened to me, this is years ago. This is actually why I started doing what I'm doing, is that I made another commitment. It was like a New Year's commitment. I can't even think of how many years ago. It must have been 7 years ago. And I was like, okay, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. And I just decided, like, that's my commitment. It's the commitment I make every single year. So I'm going to do it again. And in making that commitment, I went to like a New Year's resolution type workshop with this amazing woman, Patricia Moreno, who's no longer with us. But she had us make a list of like the 20 top things that we wanted to change for the year. And of course, like, it's a room full of like 99% women. Everyone's got a weight loss goal on there, every single person. She knew it. She had been there herself. She talks about this often. And she said, if this is on your list, take it off now. Like, never make it about a weight loss goal. And I was like, okay, so if I take that off, what am I left with? What is the most important thing that's, I have chills right now, like thinking about this. What is the most important thing that's on my list? I had things like run a half marathon, or, train for a marathon, or, make a certain amount of money, like all of these things that were on there. But the thing that I realized that was most important to me more than anything is that I was so tired of yelling at my kids. I just felt like at the time I was stressed out. I was yelling at my kids. And at the same time, I'm trying to lose weight and step on the scale and like kill myself over things with my body by adhering to these really strict diet plans at the same time as feeling really stressed out. And I said, if I let go of this weight goal and I focus on not being so angry all of the time, what am I left with then? What actions would I take for my health to not feel this way? Self-care, meditation, exercise, prioritizing my needs, getting the right amount of sleep. And you know how I do that? I do that because I focus on my mindset, the nutrition required so I get a good night's sleep, the exercise that feels good so I get my me time. So what I want us to really know, that when we make a commitment to health, again, whether it's my purpose or my work, or I focus on my relationships and my kids, you end up by default working on your mindset, your lifestyle, and your nutrition. You end up working on it, but you do it for what matters, like so much. And so I got to stop thinking about that weight loss goal and think, okay, today I'm doing this for my kids. I'm running for my kids. I'm going for a walk for my kids. I'm laying down and telling them mommy needs me time for my kids. I'm meditating today for my kids. And it's no doubt that all of those things helped me feel better. And because I decided to never step on the scale again, that's another story for another time. I did feel better about my body. I naturally started to lose weight and felt better in my clothes, gained strength, because I just decided to go to strength class to get some me time. And it wasn't about the body anymore. It was about something bigger.
And it has to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just that it's just that cycle over and over and over, spinning out, doing the same things, and not really ever feeling like you're getting anywhere.
Right.
Even if you do change the number on the scale. So I totally agree. You doing it for something bigger. The thing that motivates me, there's lots of things that motivate me. On a day-to-day basis, it's my energy. Like, I have a lot, like everybody, we all have so much on our plates. And I know exactly what I need to do to have energy and that bright, like, mind, motivation, all of that. Um, when I don't feel as good. And so
Yeah.
it's super motivating for me to, do the things that I've learned work really well for my body. But as like my why, long-term why is has to do with my kids as well.
Mhm.
And I realized several years ago that if my youngest daughter waits as long as I did to have her children, um, so in other words, I was 39 when I had my youngest daughter. So if she waits till 39 to have her kids, right off the hop, I'm a 79-year-old grandma trying to help my daughter with her newborn. Now, I
Mhm.
don't know what her plans are or if she even wants kids or whatever, but in my mind, I'm like, I want to be on the floor with them. I want to be helpful. I want to come
Mhm.
and let my daughter sleep and take the baby in the middle of the night. Again, I don't know
Mm.
if she's going to want me there, but it's super motivating for me, to like I want to be in tip-top shape at that age, and
Yeah.
I can be,
Yeah, you can be,
and I
you get
will
to
be.
be. And anybody who has that same dream, Laura, can start right now and have all of that. They
Yeah.
can start right now and have, I mean, when you said that and like getting up with the baby in the night, I got a little teary because I remember those days myself. And to be able to
Yeah.
give that as a gift and not to say I'm too tired or I'm, laying around on the couch and I'm not strong enough. Like none of those things have to be true for us. And
Right.
so we're
Right.
talking about committing to the relationships, to your family, and to the people that are most important in your life. And I see women, really hyper focusing on the scale or the diet instead of saying, I'm making this commitment so that I can be here for my kids, so that I can feel
Yeah.
better, so that I have more confidence, and so that I can be less stressed out at work. Like, this is what we're fighting for. Like, these are the
Yes.
things we're fighting for. And we get to make changes based on that. And so, again, I really want to emphasize for you guys, when you're thinking about going on a journey, your must have commitments to so far, or are your purpose or your work, or maybe you work at home, maybe you work as a stay at home mom for your family, whatever it is, let that drive your reasons why you're making changes, and really be reflective about it and think about, if that's what I want, then what should I do? Most of us can probably come up with some ideas. Well, I got to sleep more. Well, if I have more vegetables in my diet, I probably feel better. If I ate less sugar, I would probably feel better. Now, I take you through a journey and a process of healing all of those things. Of course, we address the imbalances in the body through nutrition and lifestyle, and we do that together. We can do it through lab testing with Laura, absolutely. But the point is that you probably know yourself a little more than what you're giving yourself credit for when you think about what you'd like to change so that you can feel better overall. Most of us have a couple of inklings about what we'd like to do. And the third place, when we talk about having must-have commitments to our health, is just your entire body. Okay, so the third place, it's my must-have commitments to my health are my work and my purpose, the way I connect to my relationships, and then the body, like the vessel that is taking you through life.
Mhm.
Your vessel. It is our job to respect the body that is literally taking us through. It gives us life and helps us get to the end. And so if I want to respect my body, I know, and what I teach my clients is that we've got to have the right amount of nutrition. We've got to have the right amount of strength training. We have to have the right amount of stress reduction. We've got to have the right amount of connecting with ourselves and with others. We've got to have the right amount of sleep. We've got to take care of our gut health. We've got to take care of our hormones. We've got to take, like, these things are true. That's where it can get overwhelming, right? Because it's like it feels like there's so many things to take care of. But if you just said to yourself, I respect my body today and I love my body today, and these are the things I'm going to do, you're not only going to come up with some things nutritionally, but you're going to come up with some things mindset too. I'm going to tell
Yeah.
myself I love myself every single day. I'm going to tell myself that I'm safe today. I'm going to tell myself that it's possible for me to find something healthy in my fridge, even though I haven't gone grocery shopping in 2 weeks today.
Yep.
Right. So
Yes.
this level
Yes.
of respect that we get to have for our bodies and for the vessels that carry us around is so important. So we connect with and we commit to these three things. I commit to my work, my purpose, what I'm doing with my life. I'm committed to my relationships and to my friendships in my life, and I'm committed to making sure that my body is safe and healthy and strong. Those are the three commitments that we make. And when you make those commitments and you dig deep into yourself, come up with some ideas. I'm going to share my screen for a minute so that you guys can see. I'm going to share this little worksheet for you. And so this worksheet comes from what I call your best energetic self. And it's a way of, it's a self-reflection process where you can really envision, and I talk about this a lot. I talk a lot about manifesting your dream health, about envisioning your dream health. If you can see it, you believe it, you can have it. So the first step that you're going to do is go through these three categories. So I call it your knowledge space. This is like your purpose, right? Your finances, your career, the way you are at home, all of the things that you would have as your healthiest, what I call your best energetic self, the energy that runs through you. The other part, your relationships. So what would all of that look like? And then your health or your body. So how would your body, your physical body, be as your best, healthiest, most energetic self? Once you get clear on each of those things, then you're just going to free write how my health can help me. Well, if I eat better, I might sleep better. If I have less sugar, if I exercise every day. None of these are secrets. It's not like women come to see me and they're like, oh yeah, I never heard before that having healthy fats is an important part of living a lifestyle, or I've never heard before that exercise is an important part. We know most of these things. Where I get to help you is the mindset to get you there, because most of us know these things, but we don't know how to take the action in them. And where Laura's wheelhouse is in is really getting into some of those really fine tuning of the parts of ourselves and our hormone health in order to be able to have what we want. What do we want? My best energetic life. That's what I want. How do I get it? You work with us. So I'm teasing. But if you stick with us and you stick with me in the live trainings on Thursday, you will absolutely get most of the information that you need in order to be able to take care of yourself and to be able to move forward. Just last week, we talked about coming up with a unique plan for your health and what that feels like. This week, it's about the commitments that you make. Next week, it's about respecting your biorhythm. And Laura, I would love to talk a little bit more about some of those details about how we do respect our biorhythm, from a nutritional and a mineral and a stress response perspective. I think these ladies are probably ready for some more really actionable changes. Of course, it's bio-individual, and I love working with my clients on tailoring it to their needs, but certainly there's some things that we can share that that'll definitely be helpful.
Yeah, and Ayurveda is really big into cycles and rhythms too. So yeah, that'd be a fun conversation.
Awesome. Yay.
Yeah.
Cool. So if any of you have watched this on the replay, go ahead and let us know, #replay. I'd love to know who's tuning in, who's learning more about their body, about how to plan for the healthy life that is ahead of you. It's within your reach, it's within your body right now today. It's just a matter of connecting with yourself and asking yourself, what is it that I could possibly need and how can I move forward? And if you're having any trouble moving forward, Laura and I are launching a new 4-month program that includes coaching with me, group coaching, as well as lab testing. And we would love to be a part of your journey to be able to optimize your health and well-being and to get through this together. You do not have to do it alone. We've both been doing this for a very long time, and now we get to be a combined powerhouse to make it happen. So why don't I'm going to throw them a freebie here, Laura. I'm going to put 2 things in the chat. I'm going to put in a 45-minute empowerment call to hop on the phone with me. And if it sounds good, I'll get them on the phone with you so we can get started, which would be amazing. Let me go ahead and grab that link. All right, so that call's in the chat. You can let us know what's going on by clicking on that link and booking the 45-minute empowerment call. I'll hop on the phone with you personally, give you some coaching, see if the tips that I have to give you resonate with you. If that works, we'll get you on the phone with Laura to really understand some of the deep bio-individual things that might be going on that we could test for in order to move forward. And I want you guys also to give this other piece a try. So this energetic eating, the top of the journal. Let me see. Where is it? Made a copy. Here we go. Okay. All right. So just try free writing in this. And what would be really fun, guys, is if you free write in this. Oh, that's not going to be the shareable link. Give me a second. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Anyone with the link, copy link. What would be really super cool is if you actually fill this out and book the empowerment call with me and we can talk about it. That would be super fun and really illuminating for you. And I would definitely be able to help you get unstuck. So even if you decide that it's not the right time for you or that you couldn't work together, this call will get you unstuck and you'll really start to see and discover some things about yourself that you didn't know already. So yeah. Yay.
Yay.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Laura, thank you so much for coming up on the call today. And I hope you're available next Thursday so we can do this again.
Yes, I will. I will make time for this. Yes, we'll figure it out.
Awesome. Cool. If not, we'll change the time. So guys, stay in tune and in touch with the group, and we'll let you know when the next live is, and we'll get into some of the nitty gritty about the lifestyle and nutritional changes that can be helpful for you. All right. I'll see you later. I'm going to cut the live. Laura, I'll see you in a sec.
Yeah.